to God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel. Today on gummytc, we're going to talk about resources. Man, dude, what's a resource? Resources that we're going to talk about today are books.
With an S.
With an S. Plural. Multiple.
Because you said
books.
Books. Go on. I'm sorry.
Today we're going to discuss the books that Zen and I have used over the years to help conduct marriage conferences, little seminars, one-on-one coaching sessions, our personal relationship building purpose, the whole nine. The stuff we use that we have found to be a great resource, asset,
and I want to interject and say this is just a small portion of the books that we've used, because we've used a whole lot of books. But
she's right.
But
there have been several
bring them all
more.
Out.
But today we're going to talk about a small number of books that you can find at your local Family Life or Christian bookstores, Amazon, used bookstores, public library. So today we're going to discuss these books and some of the benefits and things that we've gained from these books. So sit back, get your pen and paper ready, write down a few titles. We will also have them posted below at the end of the video in the comment section as you either subscribe and like, or like and subscribe. So, what's the first book, dear?
I don't even understand.
Because I didn't give them the option to, not subscribe and not like. Just set them out of order. Because they're going to like and subscribe and be our lifelong friends here on gummytc. Hashtag gummytc.
It's like you took a commercial break. Hashtag gummytc.
www.godsunionmm.com.
Okay, first book.
First book.
So, this is the Marriage Code, Discovering Your Own Secret Language of Love. And it is by Bill and Pam Farrell. And we have been using the Marriage Code with our marriage ministry group. We started using this book, I think, sometime last year, and this is the study guide that goes with it. And then we actually put it on pause so we could do Willard Harley's from the Marriage Builders, some of his emotional needs assessments and love buster assessments. But I just want to tell you a little bit about the Marriage Code and the study guide. Whenever you're looking to start a home study group or a group at your church that's dealing with marriage, this is actually a really good book because it has a study guide with it. And you can find this book actually online at christianbook.com. That's where I got the study guide from. And it talks about the marriage code and speaking your language, your code to your spouse, knowing how to decode messages between you and your spouse, because you are different in so many ways. It actually helps you to decode certain messages that you may not understand. And it one of the main points of the book is talking about staying above the line in your marriage. And so just kind of check it out. Really good resource, again, if you're looking to do a home study, or even if you and your spouse want to do something just between the two of you. But it is a good book for group study.
One cool thing about the marriage code is when you think about a code, you think about how to decipher something. Well, code is key in your building a better relationship.
Yeah.
So if you know the code, you got all the access to your spouse. Keep that in mind.
Exactly.
The Marriage Code.
Yes.
By the Farrells.
And the next book is... The next book is by Stormie Ormatian, and we talked about one of her books when we were telling you about the power of a praying wife and the power of a praying husband. This is the book, The Power of Prayer to Change Your Marriage, and it also has a study guide along with it. It, again, is by Stormie Ormatian. It's the prayer and study guide that comes with the book, and this is a really good book for, we use The Power of Prayer to Change Your Marriage. We use this for our prayer conference calls that we have with our marriage ministry. And it's good because it has different prayers for your marriage. And so you can pray. You can actually use this again with a study group, or you can use it between just you and your spouse, reading the information from the book, and then the study guide and prayer book has just some questions that you can discuss and answer, and then also the prayers are in here as well.
The great thing about this book is that it teaches you how to invite God in. When God is a part of your marriage and the relationship you have with your spouse, wonderful things take place. It's the biggest issues that we find out. Some people want to figure out worldly ways of fixing issues in their marriage, and not inviting God in. Like it says in the title, the power of prayer to change your marriage.
Exactly.
Awesomeness.
Yes. The next one is The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman, and this one is a very familiar book.
Classic.
Yes, very classic, very timeless. Gary Chapman just talks about the different 5 love languages, and then he goes through those love languages in the book and he gives you different examples on how to express those love languages and their acts of service, quality time, receiving gifts, physical touch,
and words of
affirmation. So, and he also has online information that goes along with the book. There's an app, the 5 Love Language app.
Yes.
He has a website. You can also listen to his podcast.
Yes.
The podcast is Building Relationships. He has actual 2 podcasts, Building Relationships and the Love Language Minute. So good reference and good outside references to go with the book as well. And he also has an email. You can subscribe to his online 5lovelanguages.com, and you can get subscriptions that will send you weekly tips on how to fulfill the 5 love languages, not just with your spouse, but with your children and your work setting as well. So good resources, and you can take the quiz online to find out what your love language is and what your spouse's love language is.
My man G has it going on.
Yeah.
I call him G because we tight like that. Well, I buy all his books, but he know I'm out there. The next one?
The next one is The Love and Respect. This is the workbook, but there is a book. I couldn't find the book, The Love and Respect. It's somewhere around our house. But this is by Emerson, Eggerichs, and he actually has a podcast as well and a website. He does conferences as well as Gary Chapman. But his podcast, him and his son do a podcast together, and they deal with a lot of issues surrounding the love and respect. And his concept is that comes from Ephesians 5:33 that talks about how the wife is to, the husband is to love the wife, and the wife is to respect the husband. And so good biblical principle with his love and respect, and talking about the greatest need that a husband has is respect, and the greatest need that a wife has is love. The workbook, again, good for couples, individuals, or groups. So if you just want to do this between you and your spouse, that's awesome. But if you want to invite somebody in, some other couples, and make a group of it, that is awesome. Our marriage ministry this is one of the first books I think we used, maybe the second book that we used as a ministry, and really eye-opener, made us realize a lot of things that as wives we might have been not doing quite right as far as speaking respect to our spouses, and that respect looks different for different people.
That's right. One of his key things that he brought to our attention is, without love there is no respect, and without respect there is no love.
Yeah, the crazy cycle.
The two go together, and they call it the crazy cycle.
Yes. Please
run and get that one.
Yes.
And last but not least on today's discussion of our resources is
yes, another Gary Chapman book, A Couple's Guide to a Growing Marriage. This was the very first book that our group used as we began our marriage ministry in January of 2007. Very good book. It's actually, yes, we've been 9 years in the game doing marriage ministry, and this is actually a Bible study workbook. And the cover looks a lot different because, again, this is the book that we bought 9 years ago. But the cover has changed actually.
Twice.
Yes, he's actually updated. I think the name.
He changed the name. He went from A Couple's Guide to a Growing Marriage,
and then
to the Marriage You've Always Wanted, and back to A Couple's Guide to a Growing Marriage.
Yeah, so you might find it under the Marriage You've Always Wanted Bible Study, which was blue.
Yes, powder blue trimming,
yeah. Or you might find it under A Couple's Guide to a Growing Marriage. But anyway, really good resource as far as he goes through 12 different chapters, which can be done in 12 weeks. And he starts with enhancing your conversation with God, enhancing your conversation with your spouse, learning to forgive, developing my serve, becoming friends with my feelings, learning to listen, learning to love, learning to agree, developing a positive response to anger, learning the ministry of intercession, making money an asset to marriage, and developing mutual sexual fulfillment. I think if you are getting ready to get married, or
ends that book with a bang.
Yeah, or just starting marriage, then this is actually, or anywhere on your marriage journey, this is actually a really good book for you to, a resource. And it's a Bible study, just like the title says.
Yes.
So you are actually studying the Bible along with this book. So you're going through Bible verses and answering questions that relate to marriage using scripture.
Yes.
So really good book for a marriage ministry group, or for you and your spouse just to go through together. And everyone would need their own copy because you're actually writing down your information
Thoughts
in your
and
book.
answers.
And as you can see, a lot of our books look worn and the pages are kind of bent, and we've used them.
We use them, people.
Yeah, we have things marked. So, but we just wanted to bring you a few resources, because a couple of weeks ago we talked about New Year's resolutions and getting your marriage back on track this year and making this year the best year for your marriage. And so we want to make sure that you are, again, have resources to help you do that, because we talked about having a Bible study at least once a month with you and your spouse, and then trying to go to a retreat overnight somewhere, or 2-day retreat once a year, and then trying to go to marriage enrichment, at least once a month or every 2 to 3 months.
A marriage class at a friend's church or your church.
Our church.
Wherever you find one. If you're in Memphis, our church, like she said.
Yeah. And also doing your weekly check-ins with your spouse, trying to find out how is your spouse's love tank or love units. And what we're doing now is Willard Harley study, which is the His Needs, Her Needs study that comes with the videotape. So that's what our marriage group is working on now. And I forgot to actually bring that book in here.
Darn it.
Yes, but it is the Willard Harley. It's His Needs, Her Needs, and it's a small companion participants guide that comes with the video. So we just started that this month with our marriage group, and so we'll go through every month and just dealing with the different sections of looking at the emotional needs. And we just talked about the love bank this month, and how the love bank relates to our lives, and how different people can fill our love bank with love units and love deposits. And very good, it calls for very good discussion. So we just want to keep you abreast on some of the things that we're using as a couple and as a marriage ministry group, to give you plenty of resources so that you can have the best year in your marriage that you've ever had. And then not only this year, but continuing on for the rest of your marriage. We want you to have a thriving marriage.
Till death do us part. And please, to my guys out there, a lot of people say that men don't read. That's a lie. We do read. And fellas, I tell you, these books we discussed are awesome books. They'll keep our attention. They help us apply the word as we learn it to our marriage and to our daily lives. So these books are definitely great assets to us. So let's get out there and take the leading role in our marriages. Let's show the ladies what we're working with, guys. Now remember, also, the information will be left below.
Yes.
We want you to subscribe and like.
Yes.
We also want you to like and subscribe. We want you to share it with the world.
Yes.
Hashtag gummytc. Hashtag easy dates. We need to see you all out there loving on each other, having great dates twice a month, weekly if you can.
Yes.
Twice a month, once a month, but find time to share with one another.
And
we love you guys.
One thing I want to interject before we close.
Interject, baby.
If you are not an avid reader, and that's not just for the men but the ladies also, a lot of these books are on audio. So make sure make sure that you don't have any excuses for why you can't get the book. You can listen to the book in your car
on the way to work.
Yes, or on your way home from work, or when you're out grocery shopping and running errands, or whenever.
What she said.
Yes.
Hey, we love you.
Yes, we
Thanks
do.
again for sharing with us today on God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel. Hashtag gummytc. I love her. Lord knows I do. Ooh.
That's right on time.
Hi, everyone. Welcome again to a wonderful Sunday afternoon where you get to hang out with Zena and I here on gummytc, the God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel.
Hold on. Cut. Start all over, because...
Hi!
No, wait a minute. Because I was looking all over here and not in there. So, and I was just all into... Yeah. We can't miss any more Sundays because we don't know. We got to get right back. Okay. Start all over. Take 2.